Let's go, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. No intro. Ray J has exploded. And as you guys know, we have been talking about reparations for Ray J in the Court Chronicles jury for some time. So let's dive in. Ray J has taken to social media to call out Chris for her racism, her fraud, her forgery, her slander, her defamation, grand larceny, Chris Jenner, and Kim, who have been the masterminds between the past 20 years, between two different networks across the entire United States and all over the world with this narrative. And it turns out it was all a lie. So we are going to unpack the reparational analysis of the big lie. And yes, I just made up a word, reparational. I don't think that's the one, but we're going to go with it. So let's dive into Ray J's outburst.
When you look at the two, when you look at my signature and you look at her signature on my deliverables, that should say sex tape number one, sex tape number two, and guess what? The third sex tape or the second they've been trying to play me on, it's called Santa Barbara Sex. Her mama made us go shoot it for safety. She watched the mother and said, hey, we're gonna go with the first one because the first one is better. It gives my daughter a better look than the second one that I made y'all go do. But you watched it and made a decision, and then you get on whatever show you was on and take a lie detector test with a fraud. Kardashian got her handwriting and her fingerprints all over my contract.
Ray J has spoken, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Ray J is letting us know that this entire thing has been a farce, and the Kardashians continue to make money off of his name. They continue to make money off of his brand. Kim continues to exploit the story, and Ray J is in paradise. He's in the Dominican Republic right now. So, trouble in paradise. He snapped on vacation. And when I say he snapped, it's like 2 hours. I have it all recorded. He went in, he pulled receipt after receipt, showing that Kim and Chris Jenner were the masterminds about everything. And what triggered this outburst? What triggered it? A fake lie detector test. You heard me, a fake lie detector test. So, for no reason at all, because Kim and Chris are shady every day that ends with Y, Chris Jenner decided to pop up and do a fake lie detector test to prove that she had nothing to do with the sale of the infamous tape that we are talking about now, what, 22 years later? So this has already been litigated on social media in the DM of Kim and Ray J. Kim even conceded to the validity of Ray J's statement. So back in January, at the top of this year, I find it ironic, Ray J did a tweet. He didn't at Kim, but it was directed at Kim. This needs to stop. I also have kids. When he saw that they were about to recycle yet again the storyline about the tape, Ray J snapped. The recycled storyline, on top of all the lies, compounded with the fact that they scammed his mom at the same time, made Ray J snap. There's no beef. There was nothing going on between Chris and Ray J. There was no reason for Chris Jenner to go and take a fake lie detector test, a fake one with a fraud. This guy is not a polygraph expert. He is not a polygraph specialist. And it's my understanding that he is a polygraph parasite. So Chris Jenner got this fake guy to do a lie detector test and for no reason at all recycle the narrative about Ray J. And y'all, we this is where we get into the money. So under California law, forgery is a criminal law and it comes with criminal penalty. It could be a fine and a person could serve up to 2 to 3 years in prison. Whereas defamation is a civil law. And with civil, that means that you can sue for money damages or you can sue to make someone do something like to make good on their contract. So criminal, that's fines and doing time. Civil, you're fighting over money. So on the civil side, Ray J has one of the largest defamation lawsuits that I have witnessed because he has 20 years of uninterrupted, continuing, contemporaneous, nonstop syndicated televised shows defaming him, calling him someone that releases revenge P, and the narrative kept going. But we have now learned that the initial contract, Ray J says, forged his name on the initial contract for the entire sale of the tape, which was fake anyway, the whole fake narrative. So, in addition to Kim making a fake story up about Ray J, she signed on the dotted line for him. Forgery. And that rips apart the contract. It calls into question the validity of the contract if Kim signed it. So Kim was going to get her melanated man and drain him dry. And Ray J, over the years, has had to watch Kim ascend to the absolute highest of the highs, all based on her being initially how she was introduced to us was a beautiful girl who was the victim of a boyfriend. And for years, Ray J has held back because he didn't want to be seen as the angry black man, especially coming after a high profile white woman who has control over the full entire media. So he let it brew until tonight when he snapped and stood up for himself. So Ray J goes the hell off because he, at certain parts of his cathartic release, or should we say rant, he was emotional and he talked about how this affected his wife when he was married, how this will affect him as a father because he has explained all of these nasty allegations to his children. So Ray J has literally unleashed it all. And baby, live and in real time when I was watching it on social media, just happened to get on while I was making this story. It's so crazy. Kim Kardashian blocked Ray J in the middle of his rant because Ray J went over to Kim's page and tried to, spill some tea and tag her, and he had no access. So Kim knows that she is trending and all of the tea has been spilled. So the Kardashian clan is scrambling. And when I say scrambling, it is fighting, hair pulling, lashes thrown. They are scrambling like they're trying to hide Miss Norway's American Express card, trying to figure out how to do damage control on Ray J spilling the 20-year truth. But there's no way to do damage control because the proof is in the pudding. Ray J was way more successful than Kim. Kim was unknowable at the time of the tape. Ray J had his song One Wish. He had an album out. He was on television shows. His sister was one of the top Grammy award-winning singers. They were booked and busy. But after the tape, Ray J's momager, Sonya Norwood, her phone dried up. The calls stopped coming, and slowly, over the years, the work slowly trickled and trickled and trickled. And Ray J, while he is super rich, his net worth is 14 million. So definitely in the rich category. His net worth is not what Kim and her counterpart is. 1.4 billion for Kim and Kanye is 3 billion and counting. And let's be honest, Kim and Kanye have benefited from the narrative of the tape, even with Kanye going to rescue the tape. So Ray J only got paid one check off the tape from the dividends, the royalties from Vivid Entertainment. But Kim has gotten the Vivid Entertainment check. She's gotten royalties, syndicated royalties from the recycled storyline. So she has continued to finesse this tape. California has even changed the legislation, and it is illegal to release revenge P. And we all know that California changed the entire judicial legislative landscape because of pivotal cases like Ray J and Kim, which now we find out was an absolute farce. So let's strike out Justice Project and put Injustice Project for the fake lawyer too. So Kim took initially said this tape destroyed her life. Meanwhile, she was making money fist over hand on the storyline. She was getting paid from Vivid, and she's bashing Ray J, who was tied into a tightly sealed NDA. So his family is losing bookings. They're not booked and busy anymore. And he's going from the red carpet and losing the mainstream appeal because of the scandal. And Kim is going on Oprah, doing interviews, doing television shows in a spinoff. Meanwhile, the Norwood family slowly and slowly faded into a lesser spotlight after the allegations. And there was a point where there was nothing Ray J could do right. There he couldn't volunteer, he couldn't have puppies. Any and everything he tried to do to demonstrate himself as an evolved man, as a mature man, someone moved past the tape, those allegations was always there because Kim will whip out her box of tissue and replay the tape and start crying, and Ray J will return to the snake status in the eyes of the public. But see, people always, we always think about Ray J and Kim, but let's look at the power shift. Chris was not a momager and never used that terminology. According to unearthed receipts and word on the Calabasas curve, Sonia Norwood referred to herself as a momager. She was one of the first moms in Hollywood to have two equally successful children super booked and busy. But Sonia Norwood had to listen to her son be bashed while these girls had stole over $100,000 from her. And moving into the future, Ray J's wife would have to listen to all of the stories about the escapades on his tape while the world bashes him as a terrible guy. And meanwhile, Kim and Chris is cashing in or cashing out. So at what point does Ray J go and file a civil lawsuit and try to seek every civil remedy under the law for reparations for the Kardashian 20-year reign of terror and abuse? It was digital social media abuse, digital abuse, slander, defamation, forgery, grand larceny, and worse, Kim accused Ray J of a criminal act. Of a criminal act. In the first episode of Hulu, when she said Ray J attempted to use an article on her while she was sleeping, I'm trying to keep it as clean as possible, an intimate article on her plastic cakes while she was asleep. Kim, if someone can do that while you're asleep, we have a whole other set of questions that can't even be asked on YouTube. If you could just sleep through that. So she went and said that Ray J tried to do that, which is a crime. SODOM is a crime in California. And she accused him of it, all for the sake of making money, making money. And at this point, Kim had already amassed billions thanks to Ray J. She pivoted that storyline, used that to propel her sisters. Remember how she told Kylie, like, I overcame things and I had shame too with the tape, but I prevailed. So then again, Kylie is getting a reverberational type of benefit from the Ray J tape, the Ray J farce, where they were framing and defaming Ray J. Ray J is single-handedly responsible in the person to start the massive and the most epic, maybe the most extreme glow up in Hollywood history across the board for these white women. And as we can see, they really have come a long way. And it started with a tape, Kim Kardashian Superstar, and they continued to extract all all of the essence out of Ray J and the defamatory statement to go on their glow up. So Ray J is not wrong when he says that he's responsible for the glow up. Because every time Kim got a little dry in the media, all she would have to do is cry about the tape, say that someone is going to have a part two, someone's going to have a part three, and then we get a decade of the Kardashians. Now, Ray J, side eye because these ladies were supposed to have 15 minutes and now we had 20 years. So, reparations for the public, for the people, because it is crazy that Ray J and his family faded and faded as far as being booked and busy, still very prominent, but they just didn't have the same high regard. So Ray J now is not only asking for civil reparations, and that's just what we were saying at Court Chronicles for royalties, the remedies and redressing the shaming and defaming of his brand, of his name, of his likeness, and business opportunities, but he's asking the DA to pursue criminal charges. And y'all don't forget the DA in LA is busy because Tiffany Haddish victims is also seeking criminal charges. So here we go again. Celebrities at the DA doorstep. Will he ignore or will he at least take the time to investigate what is going on with Kim Kardashian? Now we've watched her ascend, but now she's in the sunken place down bad. She's been down bad for a while. And anytime she's down bad, she usually goes to Kanye. But after Pete embarrassed her, the pump and dump scenario, Pete used her. Kim was a sugar mama. Like, Kim, girl, you got him trips around the world, got him an H&M deal, got him a movie, got some stamps in his passport. And Pete was smart enough to get stamps in his passport for a country you couldn't even go to, Australia. And while Kanye and Chaney was doing their thing, Kim started acting out. But we know the MO. Whenever Kim is dry on media attention, she does something with Kanye. And if Kanye is icing her out, her guaranteed fallback is Ray J. But now both of the fellas are done, and Kim is hot as a tomato because she's out of black men to use. And Pete, baby, pulled a Kim on Kim and got her in a sunken place after unsuccessful Marilyn Monroe voodoo that went wrong. This is what happens when you do voodoo hoodoo, especially if you're doing it with a fake strand of hair. So Kim says this tape destroyed her entire life, but it has come out. She was the mastermind. And not only the mastermind, but she has made billions off of the tape. So Chris picked out the tape. So as you guys see, Ray J talked about in the clip, Chris watched two different versions of this tape. And then y'all picked out which one was the best one. Yes, Chris Jenner watched two different versions of this infamous tape and picked out the one that she thought Kim looked the best in. This family has no scruples and they have no morals. Kim specializes in putting black men in a sunken place, extracting as much as she can out their wallet, their wealth, and their legacy. But the tables have turned on Kim because Kanye has lashed out and he has gotten him a, people say Kim Kardashian looking like, but Chaney looks like herself. Kim is manufactured, made in China, Asia, Italy, Africa, everywhere except Calabasas white woman of America. So Kim reaches back into her bag of desperation and goes to trample on Ray J. And in addition, as collateral damage, trample on the Norwood family with the recycled tape. But this time she is saying that Ray J tried to SODOM her, and that is a felonious crime in California. It is a felony in most states. And y'all, let's think about it. Keeping up with the Kardashians, these girls had no talent except faking a tape. Let's roll it back. Wouldn't it have been more interesting to see Keeping Up with the Norwoods with a true momager who's not drinking cocktails and pretending to work, but Sonia actually working, a dad who has a history in the music business, two children who are actually in television? It seems like the Kardashians stole their whole essence and they kept it going. So we're in Hulu this season. They have nothing to talk about because Pete got what he needed from Kim and said, "Don't you think about putting me on your little unscrupulous show." Kanye said, "I'm done with you, Kim." And they went back to, just like they did 20 years ago, the tape. And they took the tape was the primary storyline. So here you have them commercializing. They were commercializing this false narrative. Ray J needs to be paid for the defamation and he needs a cut for the money that they have received over the years for the commercialization and commodification of the tape. I mean, let's roll it back, y'all. There have been storylines spanning over 10 years, over two networks, 7 or 8 spin-offs. And each one of these each one of these seasons always start with the infamous Ray J tape, which is a total lie. So each one of these shows, these seasons, they pivot off of defaming Ray J and they do it for money. But we know Kim Kardashian ain't above doing something strange for a piece of change because this is what she do. So Ray J needs to sue for the defamation, but he needs to get creative and ask for a cut on the royalty for every single time they mention his name in a season on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And I guarantee you, we will hit $1 billion because if it just wasn't Kim, it was the whole family. And a few months ago, Ray J lashed out at Kim and he told her that he had considered taking his own life. And he told her that he wants her to consider she's not the only person with the family and he's tired. And this is Exhibit A that directly contradicts Kris Jenner's lie or fake lie detector. Because here, Kim is telling us in a text message, she concedes when he's saying you and Kris masterminded the whole thing. And we planned this together. Now you really are taking this lie to the next level, making me look crazy, crazy. Crazy, crazy, super crazy. And Ray J explains in this message to Kim that we had an agreement. Now you're trying to drag my name for your new show, and that ain't cool. Effing up my business and relationships. So, messing with your businesses, now we have torturous interference with business contracts, shame leading to defamation. So, this shame and defaming Ray J, messing up his business contracts, his future business opportunities, making people think of him in a negative light. We are looking at $1 billion defamation suit. And the number sounds large, but when you look at the fact that it wasn't just Kim, it was the whole family, and it's a lot of them. And they did it for 10 years. And remember the totality of the impact. These women have over 1 billion social media followers combined. So this tape we've been talking about, they say 15 years since it was released officially on Vivid, but remember it was leaked earlier before they worked out the deal. So the Kardashians, the new family show on Hulu, they're prominently featuring this storyline about Ray J and the tape. And each time Kim will add more embellishments. And remember, Ray J is not making one penny. Every commercial, every ad, every teaser, every sizzler, every B-roll included Ray J and Kim stressed out about the tape and what is Ray J going to do. And this is all a lie. It was all a lie. And finally, Ray J lashes out. What about my mom, Kris? You telling people false stories about me, making the black man look horrible for your gain. You introduced me to Steve Hirsch. You masterminded everything. Your family, you masterminded everything for your family and tried to ruin me at the same time, shaking my head. You don't think all mothers get stressed? Question mark. Or you special, huh? I know it's old and I don't care. This makes me sick. But God has my back. But God had my back and still does. Absolutely. God got your back every single day. As long as you're not one of them one-eyed Illuminati soul selling Satanists. But that's neither here nor there. I digress. So definitely God has your back, and Ray J saying gets old, but even if it's old, if it is within a statute of limitations, the court system says bring it. Because I know on Twitter, Instagram, and all of the platforms, people always like to say, why did they wait so long? Who cares? If the law says you have 10 years to bring a lawsuit, who cares if you wait until year 10? The law says you have 5 years. Who cares if you wait until year 5? And remember, going to court, going to file a lawsuit, public policy says litigation is the last option after you have tried to exhaust the more amicable ways. And just another way to say it, just after you tried to keep it cute, after you tried to, go high, after you really tried to just keep it cute and not snap, after you tried to mediate, talk, and have conversations. So Ray J is asking for it into this tape before she even started running up the storyline on Hulu. Because this is January where he's saying, I have kids. And let's not forget, Kim had already stole 100 grand and cost Miss Norwood $800,000 worth of damages. So Ray J has been snapping all of 2022. So tonight it's not shocking that he went off. Ray J is demanding that Kim considers that he is a married man with children. He has a daughter. So she has accused him of basically being a Me Too type predator, if you will. And he now is concerned about how he's going to have to explain that to his children. And like, yo, whether you like actors and actresses or not, I'm sure it sucks to have a tape out, but I'm sure it sucks even more to have to explain to your kid the lie, non lie, why you let it go on so long, why you let this woman bully you, this whole family, how the media bully you, the racial, socioeconomics dynamics of it, keeping the peace in Hollywood. It's a mess. But what Ray J is left with is the soundbite that Kim drops on Hulu and on E. Ray J has a valid lawsuit, in my opinion, against E and Hulu. They know it was scripted. They should have did due diligence before they ran this story. Because to accuse someone of assault, SODOM, like Kim did, a criminal felony, is egregious. And this is all with the backdrop of Ray J trying to navigate marital strife with his beautiful wife, Princess Love. And look, Ray J was not perfect. We all saw Love and Hip Hop, but I am certain the world constantly talking about your husband being intimate with another woman all the time does not help when your marriage you're trying to overcome tumultuous times. So Ray J has to now assuage his wife and think about how he's going to explain to his children that he's not a monster. And he's coming clean with his mom, his dad, his entire family. Because he explained today in his live that the lie went so big that his family didn't know. And Kim's sisters didn't know it was supposed to be just him, Kim, and Chris. But Chris and Kim went off script and they got everyone in the family to go in and start to verbally abuse Ray J and defame his reputation, his brand, and his likeness to the point where Ray J lost all mainstream appeal. So his wealth and success is because he had to really get it from the bottom. And what's the most scandalous part is at the exact same time, y'all, at the exact same time that they're bashing Ray J with this lie, and they're coming out in the media, Kim's crying on Oprah, telling girls, be careful what you send. Ray J's mom is calling Kim and but like, I know you got your little TV show that's cute, kiddo, but you swiped 100,000 on my card, and I'm trying not to like sue you and put you in jail. We need to resolve. Oh, we got it, Miss Norwood. We're gonna pay you. We're gonna pay you. They abused Miss Norwood's American Express in 2007. This is the first year when Keeping Up with the Kardashians came out, and this is when they ran the story and syndicated. They syndicated the S tape. Ray J needs royalties going back to all the way to the beginning. So while Ray J and his mom are begging the Kardashians to return the $120,000 from the credit card fraud, they are on a lavish spending spree and they are recording it and calling it Keeping Up with the Kardashians season one. And just to add insult, we are going to bash Ray J and say he was the bad guy while we're stealing six figures from his mom. So Ray J is tired because now we're on a new network, Hulu, and Kim has a new cast of characters. And she's back at it again. Y'all, this is one tape we're talking about. And notice we have been going through several seasons, several phases in Kim, Chris, the whole clan's life. And the constant theme is whenever some tea dries up or all their boyfriends dump them, they come back to Ray J being a scoundrel, being a miscreant, being a villain, being a terrible person, when none of that is true. None of it was true. But Kim kept it going. You know what? Keeping up with the Kardashians is so fake. Who sits around with all these clothes on inside? Kim, you live in LA. She always be puffed up, wrapped up. Just what is going on? Kanye, please get back to styling. We got a cleanup on aisle 5. So Kim's dirty money secret is the entire Kardashian empire literally was founded, funded, orchestrated, organized off the backs of Ray J and his entire family. And not only did they use the money for the Ray J's family, they used Miss Sonia Norwood's credit card. They used Ray J's access to celebrities. They used Brandy's access to red carpet events because Kim was just a stylist. And Ray J and Brandy were the famous people. So her adjacency to them made her star go up. But back in 2008, this is after Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So notice when this was on TV, the media didn't really eat it up like they should have. But we got some unearthed receipts from people. So back in 2008, the lawsuit was filed against Kim and Chloe, who was accused of spending $120,000 on Brandy's family management company's card, Norwood and Norwood Inc. In a statement to people in 2008, Norwood explained that legal action was not her first choice, but due to Kim's relationship with Brandy and Brandy's brother Ray J, Sonia said, I did not want to commence litigation against the Kardashian family without conducting an exhaustive investigation into the charges and discussing all options, including criminal prosecution with my family. After Ray J and Brandy urged me, Sonia Norwood, not to file criminal charges because of their prior friendship, I decided to afford the Kardashians, the clan, an opportunity to resolve this matter without a lawsuit. Norwood explained that the Kardashians profusely apologized. And I want y'all to remember that because their statement changes later. So they profusely apologized and informed the Norwoods the debt would be paid in full. However, Miss Sonia Norwood claimed that then they reneged on their promise while they was filming Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm inserting that, which led to her filing a lawsuit in the Los Angeles County Superior Court. It ultimately settled, y'all. It settled, which means they cut a check. But it should have never had to go to litigation. So it just shows that even when Kim and the clan have the money, they still ain't gonna do the right thing. So Ray J is wise in pursuing legal action. He's absolutely wise. We saw another unearthed receipt because Kim will try to say it's fake news tomorrow morning. Another unearthed receipt from Radar talks about the Kardashians have had their hands on millions these days. But according to a shocking lawsuit kept hidden, and see, I said the media did not eat it up. They cheated and stole their way to fortune. Oh, absolutely. They created this felony, RICO, conspiracy. If the DA of Atlanta was in Calabasas, Kim would be in cuffs. If DA Funny Willis was in Calabasas, Kimberly Kardashian would be in cuffs. I know that. I believe it. So with this whole credit card scandal, they not only, I mean, it's egregious because Kim not only took the card and used it beyond the authorization that she had, but she gave it to her family. So this heifer went home and was like, y'all, look what I got. So you got Ray J, your boyfriend. You getting the goods from him. You getting access to his famous friends. You getting access to his mom's credit card. You getting access to his Grammy Award sister. The least you could do is be a good girlfriend, not Kim. These girls ain't got no scruples. So for Kim to talk about Amber Rose needed to take 33 showers, Kim, you need like 55 baptisms to wash all the demons off you, sis. So they are using the card without permission, and and they continue to use the credit card after Sonia Norwood fired them. You know how bold that is? After you got busted, you keep using it. This was one of the highest levels of disrespect. Like, this is your boyfriend's mom. First of all, you shouldn't even think to scam her, but we dealing with, I don't know, I guess here we have Latina, African American Kim featured on the screen. But she, I don't know what she's embodying in this photo. I just have no idea. We have a lot, or no, Bo Jackson. No, there it is. There we go. I was like, I don't know what she's doing. We have Bo Jackson inspired Kim Kardashian on the screen. And when she has a boyfriend with a famous family and they're wealthy, instead of being a happy girlfriend, enjoying and being kind, she scams and brings her whole family in. Kim only got away with this because she white. Like, y'all, if you get fired from stealing from your job and you keep stealing, oh, you going to jail. And they weren't even clever with the guys. So they didn't get knickknacks, fill up the gas tank. They didn't get things like, oh, I'm struggling. I just gotta get some gas. I'm gonna do it. I'm sorry. No, they was balling out. So they went and stocked their store. They got personal items also. But one, shout out to Sonya Norwood. What type of American Express she got with this big old lemon? Get it, Sonya. But we do know Kim didn't have one at the time. So Kim put all her knickknacks, patty wax, red bottoms, Gucci, Uchi Lucci on Sonya Norwood's credit card. I mean, how can you be home sleeping with a dude and know you stealing from his mom? Like, for real. That's what I keep thinking. You sleeping well. I saw Kim Kardashian Superstar. It wasn't really eventful. But how you just sleeping with a man and knowing you scamming his mom? And they took the credit card to fund Dash. And we all thought Dash was for Kardashian. No, Dash is for they will take the money and dash. So a few years ago, when Radar reported the lawsuit and just said that, hey, we found the shocking lawsuit from back in the day, just sharing it, Twitter was bewildered, befuddled, just downright, absolutely taken aback, dumbfounded, flabbergasted that the Kardashians, these bougie fake girls who act like they self-made, was stealing from Sonia Norwood. They had ran through their daddy's trust, and now they was on to Miss Norwood's credit card, Brandy's clout, and Ray J's anatomical parts by way of the video. So this is a case of pimping ain't easy, but somebody got to do it. I think that would be Chris's slogan. So Chris has pimped out the whole family to no avail of the Norwood family, to the absolute disrespect. Sonia and Brandy never deserved this. They've never bashed these women. And the least they could do is pay back the lawsuit, but no, she had to shake them down. Aries, yeah, something. We'll talk this shakedown, we'll talk about it. So let's get into it. So the penalties for credit card fraud in California, they vary. On the low end is a year in the county jail. That's not a low end to me. That's a very high end, 1 year in jail. So on the low end, it's a year in jail and $1,000 fine. On the high end, it is punishable by up to 3 years in county jail and a $10,000 fine. And note what I have underlined, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, credit card fraud is a federal offense. And once you get over certain thresholds, it becomes grand larceny, another federal offense. So if you went somewhere and sold $100,000 and created a beautiful store and sold products, your business could also be shut down because it was fruit of the poisonous tree. So your business is not based on clean money. So Dash was fraudulent too. So they took the money in Dash and started all of these businesses to the behest of the Norwoods, to the degradation, dissipation, and destruction of the Norwood family's brand. But Kim didn't care. Voodoo Hoodoo, she was off to her next. So she spent the next 2 decades going through Hollywood, sucking up all the energy out of every black man she could put in a sunken place. But it all started with her swiping a $120,000 credit card, doing her glow up off the backs of the Norwood family, while Ray J struggled in the background trying to figure out how to let everyone know this is all a big lie. But they kept painting Kim is painting herself like an angel. Ray J is doing more and more as far as business and really working on the outskirts and edges of business. Still successful because he's talented, but no mainstream activity, while Kim has moved to the forefront with her evil ways. And Ray J continues to have to claw for every opportunity he gets. Nothing's given to him because everyone sees him as a snake, side eye, kind of bad for business, bad for advertisements, all of that. And Kim is going and going and going. And Chris at this point is painting herself as the super mom, while Ray J family and his entire legacy is being torn apart. So the Kardashians have built a name that will have a legacy for a lot of things that we could rattle off that list, while tearing apart Ray J, a man who has gotten married, moved away from Kim, never went back to that sunken place, and the things they do continue to affect him and now his children. But we all know Kim Kardashian will do anything for fame, anything for fame. We see how low she will go. In addition to credit card fraud, scandals, legalities, we also know, and as crazy it is, but Kim will go to the dark side. She will do her hoodoo voodoo. So, how did the lawsuit end with the Kardashians? So, you remember how Kim and the Kardashians profusely apologized and promised to pay it back? Well, when the lawsuit hit the media initially, when people found out, guess what the Kardashian did? Their lawyer, as I got underlined, is shocking, said that they never use the credit cards without permission. So hold on, attorney. Y'all paid y'all lawyer thousands of dollars to come up with this lie. The truth suits you better in law. But now I don't believe for 1 second Ray J spent $120,000 at Dash. He just don't seem like the type of brother wearing clothes out of Dash. And I don't think Miss Sonia Norwood was going up and Dash with her American Express when she probably has a personal shopper going to Nordstrom's for her. Excuse me, Kim was the personal shopper. So the lie already ain't making sense. But you see how the lawyer come out so strong? The Kardashian family looks forward to proving the absurdity of these claims in a court of law. So they just called Miss Sonia Norwood and the entire Norwoods liars. Absurdity. Now, how can you say it's absurd? Girl, who else went and spent $120,000 up in Dash? Nobody was wearing those clothes, boo. The line when it was in Sears was weak. And I mean, Dash was just for filming purposes. Y'all was just up in there doing your little content off Miss Norwood's credit card, paying your rent and everything else. So even though they said it was absurd insulting Miss Sonia Norwood, like she's shopping up a Dash, by Felicia, Kim, by, they ultimately dismissed the lawsuit. And they dismissed it with prejudice. When you dismiss the lawsuit with prejudice, that means that you cannot refile or bring back claims on that particular claim. So on the credit card fraud, it's done, signed, sealed, delivered. So they did a dismissal, which means Sonia got her coins. And even though it was $120,000 that they spent, remember Sonia's lawsuit, she filed for, asked for $800,000 because so many years had went past. They spent years with investigators chasing them down. They spent years trying to negotiate and keep it private. So they had to spend money on legal counsel. They had to spend money on their accountant to look over the fraudulent transactions. They had to spend time and energy going back and forth with American Express. All of these different entities, court fees, motions, subpoenas, discoveries, depositions, which is in a deposition is a statement under oath out of court. And it's just basically a list of questions because people think it's one of those, got you. No, it's filling in the gaps. And depositions often are used to impeach people in court. Because when people get on the witness stand, they may say something different. You pull out the deposition. So Norwoods are going through all of this. Y'all see, Black China spent 400,000 on her legal battle. So with all of that, Sonia demanded $800,000 because it was all of that plus punitives. And the judge sided with Sonia. Kim, in her sunken place not too long, because every time Kim is in the sunken place, even when she lying and stealing from the Norwoods, she recycled Ray J's name to exploit the tape. She has been making money the whole way through. Meanwhile, y'all, Ray J has been getting reputationally abused in the media for 20 years. And we saw it firsthand just recently. Hulu, they're on a whole new network. Kim has been married and now divorced. Courtney is now married. They all have kids. It's 22 years later. In episode 1, Kim is absolutely frantic. She is a mess and distraught. Why? Because of the tape. So here she is. Hulu, they got what, $100 million contract. Ray J didn't get one penny off of that. But I guarantee you, when they went to Hulu's office, they said, no matter what, even if it's dry, we could always run the S tape story. That could hold us over. That's a floater. So they have gotten $100 million deals at least 4 different times. And all of those are pivoted off this tape, off the narrative that Ray J was an obsessed lover, and Rage released it. And none of it was true. So Kim is rolling in the dough. She making it rain, y'all. And Ray J is watching as the money pile up based on lies. He's watching, but at this point, Kim has become the media. Word on the curve, honey, is they said Kim had the media on payroll $100,000 to $250,000 per month. Kim, put me in, coach, but you ain't gonna like my honesty. I have to get paid up front with Miss Kardashian. So Ray J is taking it, and he's starting to lash out because now she's on a new network and his children are getting older, and her lies is going from exaggeration, embellishment to straight out pathological lying. At this point, it's a whole new narrative. Now, how do you go from tape release to a felony SODOM situation? Kim has milked it and milked it and milked it because she knows how beneficial financially the tape has been for her and her family. They have built an empire that many would envy if you into that type of demonic stuff. If you just know what it is, you ain't valuing any of these people. And Kim has the audacity, the nerve to tell people to get up and work when her whole life is a vacation. I've never actually witnessed her work hard a day in my life. All she does is show up for the photo op. So they have extracted every piece of culture from every person and every cultural diaspora around the world except themselves, because they have no individuality. And now they're running dry. And Ray J is like, you're not going to use me again. You ain't doing this to me again. Ray J says, no, enough is enough. You are not going to use me again. Chris, it's done. And you see, like, let's talk about the reparations. Ray J said, my team is demanding me to respond to what's out there now because it gets worse every day. I don't say anything. Now that we talked, I feel different. I was going to go extreme, but not anymore. How should I respond? So Ray J, even though he's angry, you see the energy, the diplomatic spirit. He's asking, how should I respond? Because he's like, Kim, I ain't trying to mess up your bag. I'm just like, but I have a team. I have business partners. You know, Ray J is he has a company, what it's like $100 million headphone company. It's not Beats, but he does something in the tech space. So he has executives and shareholders that he has to answer to, and Kim is putting out that he committed a felony that would get him in the Me Too movement, like Bill Cosby. Kim. So Kim says the hope is that after next week, when everyone sees the computer was given back to Kanye, that story will be done. So y'all look, so she go from using Ray J to Kanye, Ray J to Kanye. So Ray J had to respond to his management team, all the shareholders and the people employing him. And instead of Kim coming clean to use that she used Ray J for a televised storyline, she kept it going. Instead of saying, you know what, the next episode, I'm just gonna tell the truth. That I was just down bad and desperate. And I did, I do stuff strange for a piece of change. Anything for money. I like nice things. That's what Kim should just tell the truth. I like nice things and I'm willing to compromise my morals for them. My name is Kim Kardashian. I'll even throw my own husband under the bus. So now Kanye has a host of things to look at because I know he wants to pursue criminal charges. And I think there may be a statute of limitation issue with a lot of those charges. But I mean, it's something I say, look at the full scope. And also, it doesn't say Kanye West, excuse me, Ray J. The defamation is the strongest because you could get her for every point, and because they recorded this, you have it recorded in the 4K. It's the perfect record. Now, recently, after we mentioned that we were going to make the reparations for Ray J video, Hulu went and deleted all of the Keeping Up with Kardashians episodes. I mentioned in that last video that Ray J, all you have to do is have himself, his team, or some bots go through and capture all the times that they said his name so that he could quantify. And that's just the way, put a dollar value to how many times you bash my name so you could bless my bag. But Hulu, they deleted. Y'all, do y'all think that's weird? Or maybe I'm just tripping. I don't think Ray J, the Kardashians, anyone saw this, but I do think it's weird. Literally like 2 days after we talked about the reparations and the recording of every instance and every defamatory statement in the archive that they have for us through the TV show, they delete 10 seasons? Weird. Either way, it could come through Discovery. Discovery is a fancy way of saying we have time to get evidence and exchange evidence, depositions, interrogatories, requests for production of documents, subpoenas. So, discovery is the process between filing the lawsuit and going to trial when you exchange all your exhibits, all your documents, all your depositions, do your motions. So, discovery is just what it sounds like. You discover the truth. So, you have to send subpoenas, even if Kim don't want to cough it up, they'll have to. So with defamation, it's simple. We all know what it is. It's the act of communicating false statements about a person that injures the reputation of that person, the act of defaming. We can all probably easily agree, regardless of where you stand, across the board on other issues, that Kim Kardashian definitely defamed Ray J. And the defamation went just like the credit card and Dash. She took it over to her sisters and her mom. Here's the gold mine. Ray J was the walking American Express for the Kardashians. Anytime they needed some coins, pull out the tape, put Kim, stiff face tears and let it rip. Kim got Kanye in the sunken place with the help of Marina. And now that Kanye's out of the sunken place and lawsuits are circling her all around, it's not looking good. I mean, because defamation is a big category. We talk about it, but defamation, it includes libel and slander. So one statement, Ray J can sue 2 or 3 different ways. Because if that statement is put in writing, i.e., she does an interview or article review, and someone puts it in, what's the one, the Illuminati magazine everyone likes, ID magazine, is one of her interviews, and she's talking about Ray J and the tape destroying her life. That's libel because that's a tangible form. And then slander is when it's spoken. So keep it up with the Kardashians. All 150 episodes need to be thoroughly reviewed. And also all of the episodes with Hulu. And now, look, they're grasping for straws because Pete said you can't use my name. Kanye's out, and Ray J's about to throw down $1 billion royalty and reparation lawsuit. They have no storyline, nor no fashion, and we saw her try to dance with Prince. No swag there either. So Kanye pulled himself out of the sunken place and went silent. His silence enraged Kim because Kim thrives off of attention. She thrives and thrives and thrives off of attention, particularly melanated attention. That's her thing. So she needs it. And when Kanye gets quiet, it drives her mad. So she gets desperate. So what did she do? Went to the complete opposite. All the black men ignored me. Let me go over here and say Pete has BDE. So literally one episode she's crying about being exploited in the tape. The next one she's talking about her young thing having BDE. Just update on that relationship. You guys know it ended. And this is one of the reasons that Kim returned to the sunken place. Kanye has his back turned to Kim, and Pete has pulled a Kim on Kim, and she is officially in this sunken place. But we have to understand with someone like Kim, what makes it even more scary, I think, for Ray J, and it's something people probably don't want to talk about, is there is a dark side of Hollywood. And I think it's very clear if you looked at the entire presentation where Kim stands. But was there dark magic at play? Because we have Kanye, who visibly appears to be in a get out like trance while they're in Uganda. And also, Kim is known to frolic with Marina. I can't even say her full name because the algorithm doesn't like when we say her name. But Kim goes to these type of parties with this person. Please look her up. They say she's Hollywood's biggest witch. I don't know. Now they say like her rates are like 100,000 for whatever she do. It seems pretty awful. If you're looking up this type of party, it's on YouTube. Trigger warning, please, please, letting you know it's gory. Please, just letting you know. But it's so serious and so deep, even though she laughs about it in a joke, that I literally can't say any of it or the algorithm will get me. Please look that up. That's who Kim hangs out with. And you will understand why Ray J was afraid because the things Marina is into, scary. Whew, I'm going to plead the blood of Jesus because it's getting dark in Hollywood. Holly weird. And, she joked about the voodoo strand, which is nothing to play with if these are high ranking witches, if that's something that you're concerned about. And we see that she's hanging with Marina. Please look up Marina. So Ray J has all of this, his family to worry about, the economic impact, social, reputational, social media opportunity. And then you throw in there that Kim is doing voodoo. It's like, it's too much. It's too much. So sometimes men stick their heads in the sand. And Ray J, I think, did it for as long as he could. And I think that Marilyn Monroe strand backfired on Kim because she was at the Met Gala during the Black China trial, frolicking about and talking about how much voodoo she was going to do on the blonde strand. And she has not smiled the same since. She has been down bad. I mean, sunken place. Kanye has ascended out of the sunken place, and Kim is in the sunken place with a dog collar around her neck. Woo! Down bad, y'all. Down bad. Please comment below. Down bad, sis. So now we have to explore, will Ray J pursue civil action against Kim and get what we call in at Court Chronicles reparations for Ray J for the reputational, the social media, the defamation, the shaming, the defaming of his name, his brand, his family's name, his wife, his entire lineage, his legacy for 20 years. How much would you give Ray J? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you're on the jury, this case comes before you. What is the verdict? Verdict watch. What is the verdict? What are you going to give Ray J for his reparations? Is it going to be something that Kim is smug about, like I could cut the check? Or is it going to be something to break her? And we have this defamation happening over and over again since 2002, and now we're in 2022. And just recently today, Kris Jenner went as far as to take a fake lie detector to keep going with the lie, even though Kim has already conceded that it was a lie. So now Ray J has to definitely name Kris Jenner in the lawsuit, and the fake lie detector guy put him in too, since he want to administer fake lawsuits. The truth is, Kim and Kris and all of them went from living a modest life in Calabasas and after exploiting Ray J's name for 20 years to one of the biggest houses on the hill and practically owning the block. There is no talent there that lives there. There is no skill that lives there. There is no high intellect that lives there. The person that lives in this home, Kim Kardashian, exploits black men, exploits people's name for storylines, and pretends to be the victim and make money off of being a victim. And even if she's at a big mansion, she still ain't gonna pay the people because look, the gardeners over there ain't getting paid. She's down bad and she's doing everyone wrong. Who will take the clan down? We can see, even if you want to dispute, the numbers alone don't make sense. Ray J was the biggest superstar. Ray J has the talent, the skill. There is no reason that Ray J and Kim Kardashian's net worth should be that far apart, unless it was a scam, an absolute scam, a scam just like Kim with the Photoshop and her edited pictures. And let's not forget, she took the scam and even said that the tape and it being on another website was exposed to her child. So Ray J is over here like, yo, I have kids, and Kim is lying on her kid. So Kim's child will need therapy. So Ray J also needs to hit her for intentional infliction of emotional distress. Because now Kim is saying that Ray J's conduct and the things he did back 20 years ago is now hurting her child. And that was a lie. And Roblox, the company even had to come out with a statement and say, Kim, we're going to sue you. So Kim lies on her lovers for a living and then say that she was doing ecstasy or whatever. So this is what we have, a history of someone lying on their lovers. And we see from Black China Child, she doesn't mind a little perjury, honey. A little side of perjury is just the way to go for her. But at this point, Kim needs to be hit where it hurts. And the only way you can hurt someone who is rich is in the pockets. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what's your verdict and why? Because I know some people may put 2 billion. Like, tell me why. What's the reason? And what you want to give? Are you going to give punitive damages? Are you going to pay for everything? Are you going to say like she really has to be stopped? How much would you give Ray J for his role in pulling Kim Kardashian out of the sunken place every single time she needed a hit story and needed to trend to make a little bit of coin? You know, do something strange for a piece of change. Kim Kardashian, minibar, aka minibar, slash equity broker. And maybe the bar is behind her and now she's going to be a stockbroker. I don't know. Kim, you and your boyfriend, Van Jones, need to figure this out. But reparations and royalties for Ray J. And maybe, guys, let me know if you want me to do a separate one on, oh, look, the royalties. That's supposed to be a L. But with the royalties, the reparations and royalties for Ray J. Let me know if you want a part two with just royalties for Ray J. Looking at the television impact of just the show alone, how much money the Kardashians have made throughout the television shows. I think the number is 650 million. And at least half of all of it was based off the storyline of Ray J. And Ray J has not received one penny for the show, one penny off the syndication, one penny off the royalty, and that airs over and over again in 56 countries. Shouldn't he have a slice of that pie? How much would you give Ray J for reparations? Kim is going to have to pay something. How much are you going to award Ray J and the Norwood family for the hit to their legacy, the reputational loss to the Norwood family, and everything they could have been if they weren't besmirched in the media by these women, these voodoo witches at the time who used and abused that entire family and left them in the mud. Mm, mm, mm. Kim is over there scrambling. She don't block Ray J on Instagram. Ray J's going live. Maybe once he gets some Casamigos or Ciroc in his system, he might go live again. But you guys, please weigh in, and I will also break up the Ray J rant where he really lays it out, but I want to put that in a separate video because I wanted to make sure we look at the legalities and everything surrounding the reparations and royalties for Ray J and how this could be explosive. Because the truth is, Kim released the tape. Reparations for Ray J, for the forgery, for the defamation, for the grand larceny, for the credit card fraud that almost amounted to $1 million, for using his sister for access to celebrity friends, for accusing him of a felony, for the digital social media abuse, for basically getting the California legislators to create a whole law about revenge fee based off this narrative. So he was legislatively assaulted too. Reparations for Ray J. Because the truth is, Kim released the tape, and that's Ray J's truth. Thank you so much, y'all. This has been Court Chronicles checking in for a breakdown. Please let me know your thoughts. What do you think Ray J should do next? And what would you award if you were a jury for the reparations for Ray J? Love y'all, jury family. Until next time, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, join the jury, come check us out, and more Tiffany Haddish updates coming next week because we got to keep the gas on them because Ray J might be a 222 type of distraction or something. I don't know, but we have to make sure we're keeping the gas on everyone across all angles. So more updates on that, and also I will be doing some updates on the Sweetie Pie's lawsuit. Love y'all, jury family. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I know it's been a long video, but I really wanted to go deep, so thank you for rocking with me the whole way through. I could not have this channel without y'all. Thank you so much for the subs. I see that it's growing and growing and growing. Every day I wake up, it's a few more subs. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for your support. Thank you for keeping me going. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being an outlet for me, nerding out with me, y'all. Thank you so much. I am just beyond grateful. I'm humbled to God for the jury family coming in, hanging out with me, chopping it up. Love y'all.